Hi friends! Today we are going to paint a misty forest using the wet on wet watercolor technique with my new wet Flow Procreate brushes, which you can download via the links in the description. I won't be using a sketch myself, but I've prepared one for you. You can also download the sketch and the color palette for free. Just check the description below. I am working on the wet canvas from my wet flow collection. If you are using the sketch, make sure to place it on top of all layers. And for painting, select the draw here layer. Let's start by choosing the wet brush tool. Set the brush size to 55%. Pick the first color from the palette and gently paint the background using soft, light strokes. Now grab the second, slightly darker color from the palette and switch to the wet edge brush with a size of 18%. Draw a vertical line. This will be the trunk of our pine tree. Start adding branches by making uneven, horizontal strokes. Feel free to leave gaps. The tree doesn't need to be symmetrical. It can be dense or sparse. Then draw another pine tree nearby using the same techniques, vertical line first, then the branches. Once we've drawn two trees, switch to the wet blend brush, size 37%, and softly blur the edges to create that foggy, humid forest look. Try to keep the trees tops a bit sharper for contrast. Now, let's go back to the wet edge brush, pick the third and darker color from the palette and add more trees the same way as before. You can draw them in pairs or trees, blending them right after, or sketch out several trees first and then blend them all at once. While you are drawing these trees, I just wanted to quickly share something with you. If you are enjoying this tutorial or any of my others and you'd like to take your art to the next level, I'd love to invite you to join me on Patreon. As a premium member, you'll get access to my entire brush collection. That's 8 full sets including the wet flow procreate brushes I am using in this tutorial. You'll also unlock over 60 step-by-step tutorials, 30 video tutorials, and a bunch of other creative goodies, all for just $10 a month. When the forest is done, create a new layer with the same dark green. Third color from the palette, switch to the wet detail brush, set the size to 27% and draw some birds flying through the mist between the trees. This adds a lovely atmospheric touch. Next, return to the Draw Here layer with the Our Trees, choose the Water Effect brush, pick the light green, fourth color in the palette and add some watercolor washes. Set the brush size to around 65%. I like to place them on the bottom right, a bit in the center, upper right, and lower left, but feel free to add them wherever you like. Switch to the wet blend brush again, set the size to 100 and gently blur the edges of these watercolor washes to blend them nicely with the forest. Now take the water blotch 1, pick the last color from the palette, set the size to 19% and dab in some random watercolor texture on the trees. Increase the size to 37% and add a few more blotches. Then grab the lighter green, the fourth color, and scatter a few more blotches all around the forest. Finally, switch back to the darkest color and add a few last touches to bring it all together. And that's it, our misty forest illustration is finished. Thank you so much for painting with me today. See you in the next one.